I saw a tweet saying Cinderella is getting a horror remake, and I clicked the article and it came up with this saying, coming soon from Chap Dog Film, Cinderella's Curse, is releasing in October this year. Filming starts pretty soon, directed and produced by all these people. It tells that this is an incredibly unique spin on the Cinderella we all love and know, and there are going to be truly horrific deaths by her hand. People were complaining that Cinderella's getting a horror story. They're like, all of our Disney classics don't need horror. I'm sorry, but did you know that the original Cinderella is actually well and truly dark? Like, everybody dies. Why am I happy about that? I'm actually really excited to see a Cinderella horror story. And the fact that Disney won't have its little hands in it. I mean, I love Disney and I love the, animated version. But, they don't do horror. So let's delve back and see how many different versions there really is. And how dark Cinderella well and truly is. Which is why I'm so excited for this. Okay, so dating back to the 6th century in Greece. Or Greek ancestry anyway. A Greekess named Rodolphus has one of her shoes stolen by an eagle who flies it all the way over across the Mediterranean, why can I not speak, and drops it in the lap of an Egyptian king. Taking the shoe and drop it as a sign from the heavens, literally and metaphorically, the king goes on the quest to find the owner of the shoe. When he finds Rodolphus, he marries her, lifting her from the lowly status of the throne. Boom! 6th century is the early documentation, which is probably where Disney got their little sweethearts from. Then comes a Chinese adaptation in the 9th century. Yao Zheng is a young girl who's granted one wish from magical fish bones, which is used to create a gown in the hopes of finding a husband. Pretty much similar setup to the 6th century. The quest to find the woman whose tiny feet will fit the shoe convinces the king to marry her, and the mean stepmother is crushed by stones in her cave home. See a theme? So originally it was, to lift her from the status of poor. Now it's to kill the stepmother. But still, she's getting from the status from being poor to rich. It's still about the beauty of everything, right? And then we come to the 17th century of Italy, Cinderella. I do apologize if I butchered the name. I'm very good at butchering names. Again, it's got the muddy ingredients of a modern storytelling. The wicked stepmother, sister's magical sister. Bit more darker, a bit more magic. In this story, a woman named Cinderella escapes the king, who wants to marry her at 2 separate celebrations before he finally catches her at a third one and prevents her from leaving. So it's not about love, it's about a forced marriage and 6 very wicked stepsisters. Which, forced marriage, nobody wants to be forced into marriage. Okay, then 60 years later, we get a French adaptation, Cinderella, by Charles Perrault, a French writer who credited with inventing the fairy tale, cast this form that Cinderella would take the next 400 years, which is essentially what we got now. He introduced the glass slipper, the pumpkin, the fairy godmother, minus the bibbidi-bobbidi-boo, and this is what Disney gave. There's another story, Ashburntallow. I do apologize, I don't actually know where it's from. Darker, Cinderella's wishes come from not a fairy godmother, but a tree that is grown on her mother's grave, and I don't think we've had any adaptation that has symbolized the Cinderella's mother. It's always how she's dead and then mourning with the king, and the king moves on. Her father is being absent, as Perrault's tale is willfully ignorant of his daughter's suffering. Again, she's in poverty. Again, it's to do with the status of wealth. Her father isn't there for her. Then we get the Brothers Grimm, which we are all known for. If you don't know what happens in the Brothers Grimm, everybody dies. It's not a happy story. Okay. The heron slippers are made of gold, not glass. And when the prince comes to test the stepsister's feet for the size, one of them cuts off her own goddamn toes to fit in the shoe. In the end, Cinderella marries the prince, her stepsisters serve as brides, and doves peck their eyes out during the ceremony. So the last couple of paragraphs that I read from Vox.com states that half of these are really dark. She wants to marry into wealth. She is forced into marriage. Her stepsisters cut off their own feet so they can fit into the goddamn shoes. So if I want a horror Cinderella, I want the Brothers Grimm version. Okay? I don't want the pretty version that Disney gives us. They've already given us too many adaptations. I want to see a bloody, disgusting Cinderella taking her glass slipper to someone's eye. I just want to go mad. And I say this as someone who's a Cinderella fan and has photos of herself dressed up as Cinderella as a little girl. So like I really want this. I would be really excited for it, and I don't think it would be a bad thing. I mean, we've got Winnie the Pooh. His copyright ended a few weeks ago, and someone dropped the movie, a horror movie. So I think a horror Cinderella would work really well. They've got too many storylines to pick back from. Like, you're dating back to the 6th century. So you've got plenty to choose from, plenty different versions, and you can easily stay away from Disney. Regardless of how long Disney has their copyright for, there are so many possibilities. And like I said, I think Cinderella would make a brilliant, perfect horror movie. Even if it's not like horror, it would be enough to be a psychological thriller. It would be enough to be a mind-boggling movie. You go down the Brothers Grimm routes. Her stepsisters have their eyes pecked out. Like, come on. Who wouldn't want to see that? I mean, we all root for Cinderella in the end anyway. It's still gonna be that story. You could take her down the route of the forced marriage. The king tries to force her to marry him 3 times. She fails the 3rd time to run away. So, like, you could do a forced marriage storyline. Which I don't know, maybe in some cultures that would be considered censorship. But no, I think I really want to see one like that. I think it would work. Yeah. Anyway, as you can tell, I'm really excited for this idea. And when it drops in Australia, I'm going to be the first one to see it. Because I'm going to be like, 10 a.m. session 2, Horror Cinderella. Yes, please.